Welcome to yet another action-packed edition of NC Sports Weekly News. From Noronha via the Roaring Forties, Cape Town, here they come. NC Sports with your special VOR update. An epic 10th edition of the Route Du Rhum sets off from Saint Malò to Gudaloupe Island, yet exiting the channel spells disaster. The full damage report with Senior Correspondent Sebastien Destremau. Mahina, Maeda and Vasco Ribeiro are crowned as the new 2014 ASP Junior World Champions in Ericeira. Ricardo Campello wins the PWA Grand Slam in Torche and now makes a bid for the men's wave world title. NC Sports plunge into the action. Now for the latest Volvo Ocean Race update. With the fleet heading full south, Leg 1 unfolded along the coast of Brazil with Abu Dhabi, Brunel, Vestas Wind and Dongfeng setting the pace on the inside or eastern lane. While hedging on a slightly different route, Spain's Mapfre and the ladies on SCA instead chose the outside lane to the west. Avoiding the windless St. Helena high pressure deep in the South Atlantic became key, since it was senseless to follow the rump line or shortest route to Cape Town against the wind. This southern quest would first take the fleet towards the Roaring Forties, but just above the dreaded ice exclusion zone, set at 42 degrees south, a safety measure to avoid collisions with icebergs. Navigators then began to aim at the center of the high pressure, looking for that shift, a better wind angle to bring the boats to their full downwind potential. Clearly, Abu Dhabi, Brunel, and Vestas Wind were turning this into a three-way race. Yet skipper Charles Caudrelier on Dongfeng was now back in the battle, just 17 miles behind. With the fleet's entrance into the Roaring Forties, Halloween brought many surprises with a much-awaited 180 degrees wind shift to the north-northwest and just 2,000 nautical miles left to Cape Town. The pressure was great on all skippers, and especially on leader Ian Walker on Abu Dhabi, still unable to shake off his immediate pursuers. But by November 2nd, this had become an elimination game at the expense of SCA, Mapfre, and Alva Medica, all looking for luckier options to the north, but all clearly out of contention. With less than 1,000 miles to the finish line, it would come down to Walker, Caudrelier, Becking, and Nicholson. Not even the drama of major damage on deck would stop this tenacious Franco-Chinese team. As winds dropped, Dongfeng found more breeze in the south, and at 25 knots made big gains on Abu Dhabi, now just 8 miles ahead. The last 400 nautical miles were decisive, as both the Danes on Vestas in fourth and the Dutch on Brunel in third gradually lost the pace. Now it was just Walker versus Caudrelier. And in a heart-stopping finale, after more than 6,000 nautical miles, the Abu Dhabi crew would make the last crucial effort and ultimately hold back Dongfeng all the way to Cape Town as Leg 1 winners.
Following the spectacular start of the Route Du Rhum in Saint Malò on Sunday, the dramas of the legendary event have already begun. Pre-race favourite Thomas Coville is the biggest casualty of this first night at sea. At 22:30 UTC, the maxi trimaran Sodebo Ultim collides with a cargo ship and is badly damaged. In the collision, the trimaran has lost the front section of the starboard float back to the cross beam, and the middle hull also seems to have been damaged. Sodebo Ultim is heading towards Brittany, reaching under reduced sails, working on the port hull. Coville is due to arrive in Roscoff later on Monday morning, and his shore crew is rushing there. At around 2200 UTC, the starboard float breaks off Maître Jacques. Solo skipper Loïc Fekete is reported to have secured his boat and is safe inside his multi-50, awaiting for a tow to the nearest port. At 2 p.m. precisely, the 91 competitors of the Route Du Rhum, surrounded by hundreds of spectator boats, are sent off towards Pointe-à-Pitre. The nice weather and perfect conditions at the start is quickly replaced by a squall. A bit like a test of what's awaiting the sailors for the first night at sea. After 1 hour and 12 minutes of racing, Lionel Le Manchois on Prince de Bretagne leads the fleet at Cap Fréhels in front of tens of thousands of people watching the show. The magic of the Rhum has started, and the first night is very tough for the entire fleet. A cold front hits the fleet in the evening, bringing 25 to 30 knots of wind and 3 to 4 meters waves. To get out of the channel will be hard for everyone. With 7 boats in the no-limit class, the legendary transatlantic is quite excessive. Let's have a quick review.
You're watching the Sailing Updates Desktop News. Welcome to the office.
At 40, and if he manages to control his giant, Yann Guichard is one of the hot favorites to arrive in Gudaloupe in first place. Launched in 2008, Spindrift 2 is the largest of them all. At 46, Thomas Coville returns to the race for the 5th time following a victory in 1998. Launched in May 2014, his Sodebo Ultim is the newest of the fleet. 3 MOD 70s are on the start line. At 40, Yann Elias celebrates his first Route Du Rhum. At 45, Sidney Gavinier will participate for the 2nd time on the Sandam Oman sail. At 39, Sébastien Jost is the youngest of the Ultim gang and will helm and man the Rothschild. At 58, Francis Joyon will be participating for the 6th time on board his Idex Sport, launched in 2007. At 54, Loïc Perron has set aside his Happy project to replace Armel Leclerc at short notice. For his 7th participation, Loïc will be driving Banque Populaire 7, launched in 2006. It will be the 4th Route Du Rhum for Lionel Le Manchois on board his Maxi 80 Prince de Bretagne, launched in 2012. At 54, Lionel won the Route Du Rhum twice and is the record holder in 7 days, 17 hours and 19 minutes.
Rendezvous next week. Same time, same place. Until then, goodbye and fair sailing.
Mahina, Maeda, and Vasco Ribeiro were crowned as the new 2014 ASP Junior World Champions in Ericeira, Portugal, following a week-long battle against the very best young surfers on the planet.
My objective was to become world champion, and I knew it would be very difficult. And to win here at home is very important. I achieved my goal.
Era objetivo e consegui.
The famous right-hand point break in Ribeira de Ilhas delivered 1 to 1.5 meter waves for the finals, and 19-year-old Ribeiro sealed a historic victory in his home waters as the first ever Portuguese surfer to win the world title. Posting the high nines and making good on his recent European crown, Vasco closed the final against Brazil's Italo Ferreira with an impressive 18.63 to 12.77. A very close final would instead decide the Ladies' World Championship, with Mahina taking it away on a scant .39 margin. 16-year-old Maeda from Hawaii had to fight her way to the top and crashed against Guadaloupe Island in 17, and another strong performer in this 2014 season.
I have the potential up there, and I just wanted to surf heat by heat, and I finished quarters last year and the year before it, so my goal was to do better and win world title, and I actually did.
After an endless wait-in standby, it would all have to be decided in a single day for the men's wave competition at the Torche PWA Grand Slam. Finally, late last week, 20 to 30 knot winds and clean peeling waves came smashing on shore, offering some of the best conditions in the season. La Pointe de la Torche is a legendary spot dating back to the 1980s and is defined as a windsurfing mecca that every year draws thousands of visitors to France's Finistère region. Ricardo Campello secured a key victory in this penultimate wave event of 2014, putting on a supreme performance for this extreme air challenge. Before facing an ultimately defeating local star and championship leader Tomás Traversa, the Brazilian veteran and Venezuelan resident pushed back several top-ranked riders in the single elimination heats, including Akatsian, Stillrich, Martin, and Swift. This success in the closely fought final against the Frenchman suddenly propels Campello at the top of the world title race. He has now wedged himself into third place overall, respectively behind Traversa, Spain's Victor Fernandez, and in front of compatriot Marcilio Brown in fourth. It will all be decided next weekend as PWA wave riders are already on Maui's Hukipa Beach for the 2014 season finale at the Saverna Starboard Aloha Classic. Full results in the next SC Sports Weekly News edition. There's always more on Nautical Channel, so stay tuned for special coverage of the upcoming Nautica 2015, Paris's world-famous boat show from the 6th to the 14th of December. Check out the new releases, the accessories, and the latest trends. Only on Nautical Channel. Plunge into the action with NC Sports.